Well, joining us on this debate tonight, Pinky Anand, Additional Solicitor General of India, joining us tonight from the BJP National Spokesperson, Dr. Sambit Patra. From the Aam Aadmi Party, we're hoping to be joined by Ashish Khaitan in a few minutes from now. Academic and activist and concerned Delhi citizen Kamal Mitra Chinoy also with us tonight. Sambit Patra, let me begin with you. Ram Jethmalani now says he won't charge his usual fees. He will treat Mr. Kejriwal as one of his poor clients. If necessary, he's even willing to support him, support his livelihood. But if there is no fee, no legal fees to be paid anymore, does this mean that your charge against the Aam Aadmi Party of looting public money ceases to stand?
Not at all. Rather, they have been exposed and they have been caught with their wrong foot forward. First and foremost, the big question to the Aam Aadmi Party and their sympathizers is, if Mr. Ram Jethmalani, the lawyer of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, right from the very beginning, if you would remember Ankita, had been stating that he wanted to contest this case pro bono. He did not want to charge the Aam Aadmi Party. But it was on the insistence of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal later that he had to send an invoice. My question is, if Mr. Kejriwal got a lawyer who wanted to contest the case pro bono, why was Mr. Kejriwal insistent, the poor Kejriwal, so insistent upon getting an invoice from Mr. Ram Jethmalani, an invoice to the extent of 4 crore rupees? So, did he wish to draw money from the people and not pay Mr. Ram Jethmalani, because anyway Mr. Ram Jethmalani did not want the money? So, what was he planning to do with this money? Was he trying to splurge this money on the MCD election like he had done during the Punjab election, 97 crore rupees? Second question is, I don't understand as to how Mr. Kejriwal can say that this is not a private case, but on 19th of October 2016, while making a submission in the High Court of Delhi, he has been petitioned. He has been petitioned by none other than Ram Jethmalani himself, where he categorically mentions, and I repeat, further ground taken is that there are similarities in both the proceedings initiated by respondent number 1, that is Arun Jaitley, such as the facts that the parties are same, events are same, date of filing is same, cause of action is same, and both the proceedings are private in character. Remember, there were 2 proceedings, one a civil and a criminal, which they wanted to fuse together, which the High Court rejected. And in the Supreme Court and in the High Court later, they petitioned saying that they want to fuse it together because it's a private case. So how can they now return back and say it's not a private case?
Okay, what you're seeing on your screens now is a graphic, a portion of that Delhi High Court order rejecting the challenge to the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate's order to continue with criminal proceedings. Now, in this paper, which I'm also holding up over here, there seems to be a concession from Mr. Kejriwal. Further ground is taken that there are similarities in both the proceedings. That, of course, refers to the criminal suit as well as the civil defamation suit initiated by the respondent 1, such as the facts that parties are the same, events are the same, date of filing is the same, cause of action is the same, and both the proceedings are private in character. Now, this is what the BJP is referring to right now when it says that Mr. Kejriwal effectively conceded in the Delhi High Court that this was a private matter. How can he now turn around and say, as he has done this very evening at a Jan Sabha, at a rally in Delhi, which is counting down to the municipal polls, that he has official immunity, that he did this, he exposed corruption as the Delhi Chief Minister? Why should he pay his legal fees? Ashish Khaitan of the Aam Aadmi Party joining us on the program tonight. Ashish, respond to both these points that the BJP is making now. One, that Mr. Jethmalani didn't actually want to be paid right from the beginning. So why raise this invoice from him to the tune of upwards of 3 crores? Where was that money going to go? And secondly, if Mr. Kejriwal has conceded in court that both the suits were of a private nature, then why is the entire party now arguing otherwise?
Right. I will make 3 points. Point number 1 is that the origin of this entire matter was in DDCA's corruption. Because everybody knows, and it has now come out in the report of the High Court and Justice Mudgal's report, that for 12 years, when Mr. Arun Jaitley was at the helm of affairs at Delhi District Cricket Association, there was deep-rooted corruption. It has been well documented. There was corruption in selection of players of different age categories as well as the Ranji team. There was corruption in the building of stadia, and there was corruption in the contracts that were given out. And the legendary cricketers like Bishan Singh Bedi were fighting this fight against corruption, and they wanted to clean up the mess. When Arvind Kejriwal took over as Chief Minister in February 2015, several budding young cricketers of Delhi, they approached the Chief Minister, and as well as the legendary cricketers, they approached the Chief Minister and they said that please fix up this mess, because sports is a state subject and there is because the future of young cricketers is at stake and the spectators of Delhi are being cheated. We set up an inquiry. The inquiry found that actually the corruption is documented in the internal and external audit reports, and we said there should be an investigation, and that's why we are facing these cases. Arvind Kejriwal is not fighting his personal fight. Aam Aadmi Party government was trying to fix corruption in the field of sports and cricket in Delhi.
Okay.
That's it. And Arvind Kejriwal only said that there should be an investigation.
All right. Okay. Fair
now,
point.
if we compromise on corruption,
okay,
then there will be no fight. Because, but we don't want to compromise. If we join hands with BJP, there will be no dispute.
Ashish
There
Khaitan
will be cases against us as long as we refuse to compromise.
Okay, Ashish, before I go back to Sambit Patra on this, I do want to bring in Pinky Anand, Additional Solicitor General of India, on this also. The Lieutenant Governor of Delhi has now sought the opinion of the Solicitor General in this matter. What really is the legal position on this, Ms. Ahmed?
The very simple legal position is that public money can only be used to defend a public situation or a public person acting within his public duties. Now, it cannot be contended by anybody that defamation or slandering somebody or maligning somebody, which is an offence under the criminal law as well as a civil actionable case, can be a public activity by a public official, having been done in a private capacity, and the entire case is predicated upon a private and a personal situation. In that case, there is no question of the public money or the public exchequer bearing the burden of legal fees for defending a private action, and that too a wrongful action.
So you're saying, Pinky Anand, that the Delhi government was not a party to this case, and had it been such, it could have perhaps engaged who it wanted, but that is not the case here.
No, you're right, and Delhi government was either impleaded, nor is it a party. It is Mr Kejriwal who is being sued in his personal capacity, and therefore the entire onus of whether he wants to pay his fees or doesn't want to pay his fees, but definitely the public cannot be made to pay that fees.
Ashish Khaitan, respond to that. This is a defamation.
Yeah.
This is a defamation case
I
against
respond to that.
Arvind Kejriwal,
Yeah,
the individual, not against the Delhi Chief Minister. That's what it boils down to, doesn't it?
Oh yes, it is very clear now because of the articulation of the Additional Solicitor General of the Government of India, that their strategy is to bleed Aam Aadmi Party to death by 1,000 cuts. They know that they are a penniless party, they are a new party, they won't be able to face criminal cases, foist criminal cases on them. Have you ever heard of the Finance Minister, the Defense Minister of the country foisting criminal cases on a sitting Chief Minister? They never do this, Robert Vadra. They never do this with Congress Chief Ministers. They have problem with Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party should get decimated, should get finished. Arvind Kejriwal's story should be over. Embroil him in criminal cases.
Sambit Patra obviously has a counter to that.
There should be nobody to speak against corruption.
Sambit Patra obviously has a counter to
because
that. But
we cannot
Ashish
afford
Khaitan,
the
I want to ask you,
why they have top lawyers with them?
Why does the AAP continue to change the goalposts? You've argued that Aam Aadmi Party and Mr Kejriwal are too poor to afford the services of Mr Jethmalani. Then you've had the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Mr Manish Sisodia, saying this is the Delhi government step. This is not Mr Kejriwal's personal battle. Now he's also said that this is the centre's way of deflecting attention from the EVM issue. Have you not decided what your argument is?
I'll tell you one thing.
Who's
deflecting the issue? The MCD elections are around the corner. The main issue in this MCD election that Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi had a dream of Clean India. What they have done with Swachh Bharat Mission, they have made a mess of Swachh Bharat Mission in Delhi, BJP. It is not Prime Minister's fault, it is BJP's fault. The corporators are corrupt. For 10 years they have been ruling. They have been ruling Delhi, they have spoiled Delhi, there is Kura everywhere, they don't pay the regular salaries of the MCD employees.
Ashish Khaitan,
they want to deflect this. Now when the EVM
yes.
issue came this up, I'm saying who is deflecting this? Are we deflecting
Can
this?
I please
Why
come
are
over here?
they not ready to talk about DDCA corruption? They want to muzzle us. Don't they want to muzzle us by foisting criminal cases?
Okay, Sambit Patra, respond to that. These are attempts to muzzle the Aam Aadmi Party, says Ashish Khaitan.
See, I don't want to go the emotional tangent. I want to be technical in this case, which is extremely technical. Number one, Ram Jethmalani is a reputed lawyer.
Nobody is interested in technicalities. The fundamental issue is corruption.
Sir, So there is an anchor. The anchor would anchor the show. I believe she is the anchor, not you. She has asked me a question.
Leave the technicalities and legalities to lawyers, sir.
Let Mr. Patra speak. Ashish Khaitan, you will get your chance to respond. Gentlemen, you can't be heard at this place, at this rate. Sambit Patra, carry on.
Number one, what is the core substance over here? The core substance of the debate is this case on a private footing or is this case against Delhi government? And who should pay the bill, Arvind Kejriwal or the people of Delhi? Now, number one, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer, Ram Jethmalani, is an intelligent lawyer. He has sent the invoice, and I hold up the invoice for your consumption. The invoice's subject is Arun Jaitley versus Arvind Kejriwal and others. Others including Ashish Khaitan, Raghav Chadda, Sanjay Singh and Ashutosh. It does not say Union of India versus the government of NCT. Does it say that? Had it been the case where it would have been a representation of Delhi government fighting the Union of India, then that would have been the way Mr. Ram Jethmalani would have mentioned it. Number two, by the same logic, if supposedly tomorrow they lose this case, supposedly they lose this case, it is a suit against 10 crore. Who will pay this 10 crore? The people of Delhi are supposed to pay this 10 crore rupees because the suit filed against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is with 10 crore rupees. Thirdly, by the same logic, should the government of India pay for the ongoing cases of Mr. A. Raja, of Mr. Suresh Kalmadi and Ranjit Sinha, the former CBI director?
That would be really stretching the argument, I think, Sambit Patra, but we totally get what you're driving at.
The argument. All these people were occupying positions.
Before I take this back to the Aam Aadmi Party, I also want to bring in Kamal Mitra Chenoy as someone who has supported the Aam Aadmi Party solidly in the past, but who is also a concerned Delhi citizen. Now, Mr. Chenoy, we're talking about legal counsel for other AAP leaders also. As Sambit Patra has pointed out, it's not just Arvind Kejriwal, who after all is Chief Minister of Delhi, but also Ashutosh, Kumar Vishwas, Sanjay Singh, Raghav Chadda, Deepak Bajpai. Is the Delhi taxpayer then expected to pay all their legal fees? And for that matter, if indeed Mr. Kejriwal goes on to lose this case and he does have to pay the 10 crores that he has been sued for, will that bill also be footed by the Delhi taxpayer?
Well, number one, defamation is a private wrong. So the question of any public interest in that doesn't hold. So as Pinky Anand has said, there is no case for money being taken from the public exchequer, from the state exchequer, for financing any sort of cost on this defamation suit. The second thing I'd like to suggest quite strongly is that the probe into the DDCA and the allegations of corruption, none of them pointed a direct finger at the president of the DDCA, Arun Jaitley. There was a trial by one stretch of a leap, which said that since he is president of the DDCA, he must be responsible in some way for corruption. Now, that's legally not a very sound matter. As far as the public and the exchequer is concerned, to ask the public for 10 crores would be quite a difficult task to get that amount of money.
Right.
So it's unfortunate that a chief minister on the one side and a finance minister and a top lawyer on the other side have been embroiled in a matter where there is no conclusive evidence of guilt.